Mesdames et messieurs les parlementaires, mesdames et messieurs les ambassadeurs, messieurs les rabbins, les présidents de consistoire et les représentants des communautés juives d'Europe, chers amis.
Dear ministers, dear honourable members of parliament, dear rabbis and honourable representatives of the Jewish communities, few represented as well as dear ambassadors, welcome to all.
C'est pour moi, aujourd'hui, Monsieur le Président Moshe Kantor, un honneur, un grand honneur, mais aussi un vrai plaisir de vous remettre les insignes de chevalier dans l'ordre de la Légion d'honneur, en présence de ceux qui vous sont chers et d'une assemblée d'invités de marque.
It is for me a great honour, dear Dr. and Mr. President, Mr. Kantor, to have the extreme honour to award you the insignias of the Legion of Honour in the presence of those who are dear and close to your heart, and this prestigious assembly as a whole.
C'est un moment de solennité, et dans ce moment, mon pays, la France, souhaite reconnaître votre engagement au service de valeurs universelles, au service aussi de la promotion des cultures du peuple juif en Europe.
This is a solemn moment during which my country would like to pay a special tribute to your activity and contribution to universal values and the defense also of those special values that we hold close to our heart.
C'est un moment également chargé d'émotions, le jour des cérémonies commémoratives du 70e anniversaire de la conférence de Wannsee et du 50e anniversaire de la condamnation d'Adolf Eichmann, qui se sont tenus dans le cadre de la commémoration annuelle de l'Holocauste au Parlement européen, en présence de son nouveau président, Martin Schulz, et de son prédécesseur, Jerzy Buzek.
It is all the more emotional to me that we're doing this on the day of the International Holocaust and Remembrance Day, also on an anniversary date of the Eichmann trial that was rendered 50 years ago, as well as of the Wannsee meeting.
La Légion d'honneur est la plus haute distinction honorifique française depuis sa création par Napoléon Bonaparte en 1802, alors qu'il était premier consul de la Première République.
The Legion of Honour is actually the highest merit you can be awarded in France since its creation by Napoleon Bonaparte in 1802, and still is in the Fifth Republic.
Et depuis plus de 2 siècles, elle vient récompenser les mérites éminents, rendus tant par des Français que par de hautes personnalités étrangères.
And for more than 2 centuries now, it's been there to award and pay a special tribute not only to French people, but also foreigners who've developed and demonstrated particular merits.
Cher Moshe Kantor, vous ne serez donc pas étonné si je tiens aussi à évoquer ce soir, devant nos amis ici, et comme le veut la tradition, votre parcours, votre vie jusqu'à aujourd'hui, vos talents au service de la recherche, au service du développement économique, mais également votre personnalité, marquée par le dévouement à la mémoire du peuple juif, aux traditions et à la culture juive de l'Europe.
That is why I feel it is my duty to brush through your biography, not only in the field of research, but also of economic development, and also speak a little bit about your own personality that has been working a long way along the lines of the defense of the Jewish people, tradition and culture.
Vous êtes né à Moscou, et je vais même dire, vous rodilis v Moskvie.
You were born in Moscow.
You were born in Moscow. I can continue in 3 languages, but... Non, il se trouve que j'ai aussi vécu à Moscou, mais je n'ai pas eu la chance de naître à Moscou, mais j'ai simplement vécu 3 années à Moscou.
I've actually lived 3 years in Moscow myself, even though I wasn't born there.
Après de brillantes études à l'Institut de l'aviation à Moscou, Vous avez choisi de devenir chercheur. Vous avez opté pour la recherche fondamentale. Et vous êtes devenu le grand spécialiste d'un superbe projet, le projet de lune artificielle, permettant d'éclairer les zones de la planète les plus obscures.
Okay. So after some remarkably brilliant studies at the Aviation Institute in Moscow, you decided to specialize in fundamental research and became one of the greatest experts in a rather original field, that
It was
of
written.
the creation of an artificial moon, and that is meant to shed some light on the most obscure parts of the planet.
Je sais maintenant, parce que nous avons eu cet échange à table, que vous avez gardé la science dans votre cœur et vous avez aussi gardé ce projet exceptionnel dans votre cœur, cette idée de lune artificielle dont vous m'avez expliqué qu'elle est même à l'origine de la recherche spatiale.
So for having chatted a little bit over the dinner table with you, I know that this scientific project is still close to your heart, in fact, that of an artificial moon, and it seems to be one of the starting points of fundamental research.
And spatial
And
research.
spatial.
Space research. Alors, vous êtes un homme de science, mais vous êtes aussi un homme d'action. Et vous avez donc ensuite embrassé une brillante carrière d'homme d'affaires.
So, apart from being a scientific person, you're also a man of action, and you have undertaken a lot of business enterprises.
Depuis les années 90, depuis 1993, je crois, vous dirigez une compagnie agrochimique, Acron, devenue, grâce à vos talents d'entrepreneur, l'un des leaders mondiaux en distribution et en production d'engrais chimiques. D'ailleurs, votre société a été reconnue plusieurs fois comme la meilleure entreprise russe par la Chambre de commerce et d'industrie de Russie.
So, in 1993, you've also founded the agrochemical company called Acron, which has become, in the meantime, one of the world leaders in the field of fertilizers and has been awarded several times in Russia the title of Best Enterprise.
Votre dynamisme vous a conduit à jouer un rôle important pour le développement économique de la Russie. Vous êtes devenu le conseiller économique du président du Conseil de la Fédération, Soviet Fédératie, qui est la chambre haute du Parlement russe.
You have been also led to become, thanks and through your dynamism, an important economic counselor to the Russian Federation.
Vous avez aidé les entreprises russes, vous avez aidé le développement de l'économie, vous avez aidé la réforme de l'industrie et des entreprises en Russie, et vous avez donc aussi des mérites importants dans ce domaine du développement économique.
You've supported greatly the development of several economic aspects in Russia, some Russian companies, as well as the economy as a whole. So that's another aspect of your personality.
Mais vous êtes aussi, bien sûr, une personnalité marquante du judaïsme européen et mondial. Et là, vos activités semblent inépuisables et difficiles à décrire complètement.
But you're one of the most paramount personalities in the field of Judaism and world defense of Judaism. And that is where you
And
become.
European.
And pan-European.
Vous avez, de façon persévérante, porté un intérêt très vif à la préservation de la mémoire de la Shoah, ainsi qu'au combat pour la tolérance, pour les droits de l'homme et pour la démocratie.
You have, among others, defended the commemoration and the remembrance of Shoah, and also the fight for tolerance and the democratic values.
Vous êtes cofondateur, avec l'ancien président de Pologne, Aleksander Kwaśniewski, du Conseil européen pour la tolérance et la réconciliation.
You're also a co-founder, I think, with the former Polish President Aleksander Kwaśniewski of the European Council for Tolerance and Reconciliation.
Vous avez été à l'initiative de la Semaine européenne pour la tolérance,
You also initiated the European Week for Tolerance,
organisée en novembre 2008 à Bruxelles, à Prague et à Kaliningrad.
which was organized in November 2008 in Prague and Kaliningrad.
Avec le Parlement européen, vous avez engagé des actions pour lutter contre la xénophobie, contre le racisme, l'antisémitisme, contre toutes les formes d'extrémisme.
And in the context of the European Parliament, you've undertaken a number of actions to fight xenophobism, racism and all forms of extremism.
Le souci du patrimoine culturel juif est aussi au cœur de votre action.
The preservation of the Jewish
Heritage.
heritage is also at the heart of your concern. Thank you so much.
Vous avez contribué à l'établissement en 2006 du Fonds juif européen, dont l'objectif est de financer et de promouvoir des programmes relatifs à cet héritage culturel.
And in 2006, you promoted the creation of the European Jewish Foundation, which is precisely meant to safeguard this Jewish heritage.
En 2005, vous avez organisé à Cracovie le premier forum international, Let My People Live, à l'occasion du 60e anniversaire de la libération des camps d'extermination d'Auschwitz-Birkenau. À ce forum ont pris part des représentants de 40 pays, dont 24 chefs d'État et de gouvernement. Une nouvelle édition s'est tenue à Kiev en septembre 2006 et une troisième s'est tenue à Bruxelles en novembre 2008 avec déjà à l'époque le président du Parlement européen et le président de la Commission européenne.
So you've created in 2005 the first forum, Let My... Can you repeat the title of the forum, please? I'm sorry. Let My People Live.
Voilà.
That was the forum of which we were celebrating the 60th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz-Birkenau camps. And then there was also, that was including 40 countries as well as 24 heads of states. And there was a second edition of this forum in 2006 in Kiev, and then a third one in Brussels in 2008, including the President of the Commission.
De 2005 à début 2009, vous avez été président du Congrès juif russe. Et en juin 2007, vous êtes élu pour la première fois président du Congrès juif européen, organisation représentative des communautés juives d'Europe qui rassemble les communautés de 42 pays, dont les 27 États membres de l'Union européenne. Vous avez été réélu à ces fonctions en décembre 2008. Excusez-moi si toutes les dates ne sont pas tout à fait exactes.
So from 2005 and 2009, you've been elected president of the Russian Congress. I think in June 2007, president of the European Jewish Congress, and that concerned 42 countries, among which the 27 member states of the European Union. And then again in 2008, and forgive me if my memory of the exact date is not totally correct.
Alors, je terminerai par un dernier aspect de votre personnalité, Monsieur le Président, l'aspect qui évidemment est très important pour moi aussi. Je voudrais souligner que vous avez développé pendant toutes ces années un attachement marqué, une affection toute particulière pour mon pays, pour la France.
And then last but not least, there's an interesting feature in your personality that I would like to emphasize, which is that you've developed apparently over the past years a particular affinity with my country, France.
Je crois que vous êtes un grand collectionneur d'art, que vous connaissez en particulier très bien la période des peintres de l'école de Paris.
I believe you're a great art collector, and you know particularly well the period of the Parisian painters.
Paris School.
Paris School.
Je ne sais pas comment ça se traduit dans le school. Yes. Vous fondez d'ailleurs en 2001 un musée, le Musée international des maîtres de l'avant-garde, rassemblant notamment une collection unique au monde d'œuvres d'artistes d'origine russe.
And in 2001, you created a museum of international masters in the avant-garde style.
Et alors, puisque nous sommes ici au milieu d'un excellent dîner, je dois dire que vous êtes aussi féru de gastronomie. Et que vous êtes un très fin connaisseur des vins de France, des bons vins de France.
And said in passing, since we're enjoying a particularly refined meal tonight, I happen to know that you're a gastronomical amateur as well as a wine lover of French wines, among others.
D'ailleurs, vous résidez dans plusieurs villes, dont une ville francophone, Genève. Ce n'est pas tout à fait la France, mais ce n'est pas très loin de la France. Vous avez entrepris l'apprentissage de la langue française Et je crois que plusieurs de vos enfants ont été élevés dans la culture russe, bien sûr, mais aussi dans la culture française.
And you happen to be residing in several different cities, including one which is very close to France, if not completely within the borders of France, that is to say Geneva. You also master the French language, and I believe some of your children, if not all of them, are not only bathed with Russian culture, but probably with French schooling elements as well.
Alors ce brillant parcours vous a valu déjà plusieurs hautes décorations, dont celle de l'amitié de Russie, du mérite de Pologne, du prince Yaroslav le Sage d'Ukraine, et vous êtes depuis 2004, je crois, docteur honoris causa de l'université de Tel Aviv.
So, if I'm not mistaken, you've already been awarded a number of orders, among which the Order of Friendship, the Order of Merit, the Order of Prince Yaroslav the Wise, and then the Order of Leopold, and if I'm not mistaken, since 2004, the Order of the University of Tel Aviv.
Voilà, chers amis, une longue explication, longue car les mérites sont nombreux et sont remarquables, qui me permet de faire comprendre facilement pourquoi le président de la République française a voulu vous distinguer.
Well, that was in guise of a long and winding preliminary remark to the actual ceremony, but it...
Bon. Alors, si vous êtes le seul photographe, monsieur, nous vous obéissons.
It is only to reflect the remarkable personality that the President of the French Republic has chosen to congratulate tonight.
Monsieur Moshe Kantor, au nom du président de la République française, nous vous remettons les insignes de chevalier de la Légion d'honneur.
Minister, my dear friend, Yuli Edelstein, ambassadors, parliamentarians, my dear colleagues of European Jewish Congress, distinguished guests. President Sarkozy gave me a chance by granting me a Medal of Légion d'honneur to say a few words about something which is valuable for me personally. To begin with, these values, first of all, are my dear members of my family. 4 kids and the wife. But I could not be a Jew if I don't use such an opportunity to speak about my last child, with whom I was pregnant myself for the last 3 years. I am speaking about the concept of secure tolerance. Sorry that I am repeating this once and then once like parrot. But I believe in one formula. If you pronounce 1,000 times something positive, it becomes reality. That's why I'm using this formula. You know, Monsieur Ambassador just now mentioned, by the way, I agree about everything you pronounced about me, and I'm sure, thanks to interpretation, that the majority of things were positive. But I want to say, one thing was very interesting. In the speech you mentioned that I did a museum, which is called the Museum of Avant-Garde Mastery, about École de Paris. You know what is interesting? The majority of the members of the artists of École de Paris used to be Jews. It's statistics. About 70-75% in the beginning of the 20th century in Paris used to be Jews. Modigliani, Sonia Delaunay, Chagall, and others, majority of them were Jews. They more or less escaped from Russian Empire after pogroms, revolution, and etc., etc. And why this community of artists used to be so flourishing in the center of Europe, in Paris? Because of one thing, because of the atmosphere of tolerance, which was in France, which used to be in Paris at that time. They had the chance to be competitive, not because of the origin, not because of money, because of their own skills. And they succeeded and managed this competition. And that's why École de Paris was known, is known, and will be known forever. And this is the product of the tolerance. And using this, opportunity, I want to deliver the message which I am trying to deliver the last few years. But using this beautiful auditorium, I want to say a few words about what I am really engaged, what is my last child. And with your permission, I will do it just now. This baby is called secure tolerance. Today we spoke already about this during the ceremony. What is the secure tolerance? The world is living in expectation of the cross-fertilization of two seemingly unrelated concepts. These are the concept of global security and tolerance. We know so little about them. The concept of national security, that is security limited by actions only within national borders of any state, has practically disappeared today. It has given way to global security that is described in terms of a planetary framework, including, of course, outer space, the entire surface of the Earth, without exception, and its entrails. On the other hand, the global world cannot live without tolerance, which is a civilization value that is equivalent to security. In fact, tolerance is a directive that society gives itself to perceive phenomena and concepts to the point of their fundamental recognition as the right to life itself. Without tolerance, no development is possible along any line of social activity. It is an instrument to perceiving innovations in science, technology, art, medicine, political science, philosophy, and so on. However, is unlimited tolerance admissible? What is tolerance without restrictions? On the proliferation of nuclear weapons outside the legal field, on terrorism, including international terrorism, on racism, xenophobia, anti-Semitism, extremism in any form, and so on. Can there be no restrictions on migration processes that have already reached global proportions? Of course not. Tolerance should meet security requirements. That is why we introduce the concept of secure tolerance, which is, after all, the aim of my message. Secure tolerance must be promoted in the public mind and practice in the most democratic way, that is, through lawmaking. This why alone will the promotion of secure tolerance be permanent and irreversible. There is no better field to implement this project than the European Union, because in itself it is a product of tolerance shown by 27 nations for each other, and because it is fully exposed to all the challenges of the today. Three crucial factors decide without exhausting, however, the promotion of secure tolerance. First, education. Above all, first of all, primary education. We may be late forever if we start to teach this difficult new language of communication to children over 5 years old. Secure tolerance is inseparable from the need to develop reconciliation technologies in society, which in turn is based on the legal or either in or out of court recognition of the historical truth of the event, and let's say the Holocaust is the best example. The Nuremberg Tribunal is the best thing to show how to foster the memory and the historical truth of the main catastrophe of the 20th century. And last but not least, still another factor, secure tolerance and reconciliation technologies should be formalized in a code of laws, both national and supranational, the making of which, once started, is never to stop. Meanwhile, secure tolerance and reconciliation are just as mutually complementary as analysis and synthesis. Even if pressed by the political situation and his or her own doctrine, any modern politician should have the right to say, I personally don't want to have anything to do with my opponents, but under the law of secure tolerance, I am duty-bound to follow the spirit and the letter of this law for the sake of development of my own country. It will be expedient for European Union, with the possible involvement of USA and Russia, to form center, maybe even university, to make secure tolerance and reconciliation laws and rules that would encompass all lines of research and education in this sphere. To finalize, I want to deliver you one of the jokes which I love very much about Jews who came to Rabbi asking him to pray the God to send them the rain, because they terribly needed the rain. And the rabbi answered them, go home, you will not have the rain. And the guys asked him, why? And the rabbi told them, you came without umbrella. But the guys were Jews, and they told to Rabbi, listen, we are Jews. We are getting between the drops. We don't need umbrella. That's why this is an explanation why I'm using every chance to speak about our main values. Sorry for this, and sorry for the patience you demonstrated today to my last child. Thank you very much.